A lot of girls don't get things for their guys on Valentine's, right?
Yeah.
I'm not one of those. I went all out for my men on Valentine's.
What did you get?
Because that's who I am.
What?
And then there's people who had like multiple people to please during Valentine's Day. I saw this post, like this guy had laid out like all the money he was going to give for each and every one of his girls. So his favorite girls probably get like 500. It was reducing, like he had levels, and then there were some who were only getting $20, and then some who were getting nothing, then some who were getting excuses. This is why you shouldn't cheat. Now look, on these occasions, hey.
The thing is, if you have been with me at my lowest, right, I owe it to you to just be with you, even if I no longer want you. To be honest, Mr. Oga, you can back me up on this.
If you break up with someone and you were dating, do you think there's like a reasonable time frame for you to start having another serious girlfriend who you put out there and your ex can see?
I think it depends with how much you are vested in the relationship. If you're not really vested in the relationship, it doesn't take time. You just move on fast. But then if you were really into that person, I think it would take time for you to. And some people, you know what, some people, they get into other relationships trying to forget about the relationship that they left. I'll also overthink this situation at the point that I'll be thinking that everything that I did, you didn't see the efforts that I was putting in, everything that you didn't see anything.
You make us see.
After everything, fuck you.
What's happening around the world? Ashwagandha. Where do we get what is red in the shell? Ashwagandha. From Cape to Cairo, we got the news and the info we tell. Every minute, any second. Stay tuned, stay prepared. Ashwagandha, ashwagandha. What's new, brand new, give me hope. Ashwagandha, ashwagandha. With the updates, that's how we roll.
Oh, I'm a neighbor. Oh, yo, I'm a neighbor.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yo, my neighbor.
Yeah. You know how it is. We come with the vibes.
With the vibes.
We are back with another episode. Back in Shona accent.
You know how much I feel like we have to have those effects, like those boom.
We're getting there.
We have to get those things.
I feel like we'll abuse them though.
Yeah, I would definitely abuse them.
We'll be doing too much with pretty much everything. But you know what it is. We're back with another episode of Ashwagandha. We'll keep bombarding you with them episodes.
You're not gonna stop doing the Lord's work. What are you saying?
Motherfucking week. Whether you watch, you don't watch, you like, you don't like.
Bankers. But we're too far of soft my customer.
No, that's
by forcing you guys. You have to indulge in our thing, you know.
But you know, it's your girl Gigi, my boy Skip, Mr. Oga, representing in the background.
Walaikum salama.
Praise Allah.
Dog.
Assalamu alaikum.
Man, when praise Allah, and he started laughing.
The guy was addressing so many people, you would assume that he knows what he's doing, and he goes like, Walaikum salam lama. Man, what are you doing? What are you doing?
But yeah, my boys, how was your week?
My week?
What was happening?
All right. I'll go first before Mr. Oga says shit. Okay, so you know what happened? I went to Nike to talk to them with my design. As you can see, we were wearing matching outfits. I went to Nike, talked to them, gave them my design to ask them to make the fit that I'm wearing right now. And like, as it was not enough, I also proceeded to go to Adidas because like we have to. I gave them the same idea.
Yeah, like we must do everything.
Yeah, so it's Nike Adidas, but it's the same.
Think you were busy.
Yeah, I
this
was busy. I don't know how was yours.
week. Mine was chill. Was nice.
Anything new? Anything old?
No, really, nothing old, nothing new.
Alright.
School always messes me up. But
Yeah, your story.
best believe I'm almost done.
She's almost done.
Right.
Yeah,
Mr.
for-
Oga, how was your weekend?
Yeah, my weekend was
Waiting
good.
day, so
We didn't say a weekend. Week.
Okay,
Yeah.
same thing. It was good. Thank God. I can't complain.
Anything new? Anything old?
Nah, nothing new, nothing old.
Alright.
nothing new, nothing old. But
What did you-
obviously,
what did you
guys,
do?
it was Valentine.
Exactly. I was about to ask you, what did you do for Valentine's?
Yeah. We have to direct the question to them boys. What did
Yeah.
you guys do for the girls?
I would prefer not to indulge into that topic.
Why?
Yeah, because I really want to know now.
It's a private matter.
Bro.
You're not disclosing names or locations.
Or maybe I
so-
think he didn't do anything.
Yeah, it's giving.
Yeah.
But that's
He's
so
one
strange.
of
Why
those.
wouldn't you
He's
do
one.
that?
I think he's giving one of those guys who just ghost when towards Valentine.
Like one
They
day,
start-
one day,
yeah, or they
one
start
day
creating
before,
problems before
one day,
Valentine.
day before Valentine's, the way you're walking, I don't like it.
Mm.
The way you eat,
Just
I
feel
don't
like you
like it.
talk too much.
Your hairstyle is shit.
Like,
you just
I
find
need some
something.
space.
Exactly, you just find the problem.
You're giving those vibes.
Tell us what you. Now you have
Redeem
to,
yourself.
Yeah, redeem yourself. Now you have to tell us what you
Okay,
did.
you know, I'm a very simple person. I don't like to do too much. So just went to an Arab restaurant. Yeah,
All right.
we ate there and then we went out. I bought some chocolates and a teddy bear and a perfume.
Oh,
Yeah, that was it.
oh, okay.
Anyway, so Mr. Oga showed up for Valentine's.
Yeah,
with a
the
skip.
issue is now it's difficult for me to say what I did because it feels like you did more than I did, but also you didn't
fine,
do
okay.
more than I did.
It's not a competition.
So this is the thing. For me personally, I believe in Valentine's. I believe that you have to reciprocate the love that you get and also like appreciate like the love that you're getting from your person. You get, so I always go all out when it comes to this.
Yeah, man.
So yeah, I go watch
Speaking like
a little
true
watch. I
Nigerian.
got a little watch, little ting, you know, a little watch, a little ring, proposal ring in it, and
You proposed.
yeah, and a little bit of what else? I wrote a cute letter, yeah, because I've been seeing like girls like people, the guys who write letters and shit. Going back to the day, you know, you have to write
Yeah, damn, my God.
in it. So I wrote
Essentially, you're saying you swept her up.
off her feet.
Yeah, that's true, bro.
And then,
That's
as if it was not enough,
Mm.
I proceeded to take her out.
Mm.
We went to eat at this expensive restaurant.
Don't leave me. Don't leave me.
Got some cocktails. You know, there's some cocktails. You cannot pronounce the names of those cocktails. If you get to that level, then you know that you made it. Exactly. So we got a little bit of cocktails. You know, drank, spoke about some deep shit. You know, yeah, it was good. I did stuff. How was your Valentine's?
Mine was amazing. Me, whenever I come on this podcast, I talk about how beautiful love is because
Okay,
I stay being swept
you are
off my
lucky.
feet.
You are lucky. But then there's some other people who are like, if you get Valentine's, it makes you less of a man. Like the things that you get, your girl's gonna post them in the friend group. You know, the friend group chat.
Oh,
And then they'll be laughing at
no,
it.
that's real because see, the thing is, girls, right, like to tell each other everything. So everyone will send what they got. People start comparing this, that, and the thing. Not me though. Like I'm not the one. I'm not even in a girls group. Like I can't be bothered.
I think it doesn't make you less of a man. Appreciating the love that you're getting, like it's just normal.
I feel like it's important to always realize where that different people are in different stages of life, and that's okay.
I think this is how we should like take Valentine's. A girl has to buy Valentine's for for the girl has to find gifts, get gifts for the guy, and the guy also have to do the same.
But
I think
you know
it'll be
that
easier if it goes that
a
way.
lot of girls don't get things for their guys on Valentine's, right?
Yeah, I think it has to go that way because
I'm not one of those.
For those-
I went all out for my men on
Yeah.
Valentine's.
What did you get?
Because that's who I am.
What did you get?
I got matching clothes
Ah,
because I like to include myself in everything. I am the drama. Well, naturally, a gift should be for the person, but me, I'll give myself the same thing I got the person.
okay.
And then, like for me, Valentine's, right? I don't even know what the history behind it, but for me, it's obviously a day of love. So I like being very sentimental as opposed to being more materialistic. I think guys are not bothered about like how big something you get them. They are more of like how sentimental something is that you get them. That's how I interpret guys rather. So then I looked for some like cute pictures with our memories and stuff, and then I created like a, what do you call it, picture frame, and I gave it to him. I think it was cute.
Wow, powerful. Oh my days. Alright, that was actually good.
But obviously we have to talk about the bad experiences that happened during Valentine's Day. Like what we're doing when we're mocking you, Mr. Oga. Like a lot of people, right?
There's a guy in my country. I don't know, maybe there were other stories like
Yeah, they are conflicting
him.
stories.
Yeah. But there's this other guy who went to deliver flowers. Yeah, you know how people replace flowers with money. You get right.
Make a money bouquet.
Money bouquet,
Right.
exactly. And he went into town, right? And then the girl was nowhere to be found.
Not answering.
Not answering, not anything. And he just had to stay there. And you know, in my country, people, if they see something like that, they tend to, everyone goes there.
Listen, that Instagram page, Zim Celebs, like, do they have paid agents everywhere? Because
They do everything.
that Zim Celebs page always has everything from the most random places. I'm like, when did they get this video? Like, do they have people in certain spots just waiting for shit to happen?
Yeah.
Or like the general public sends them videos? Well,
I think that's what happens.
yeah, he looked sad. And then eventually,
Or maybe you are paid if you give them information. Yeah, I think so.
Nah,
Because they
are
hear
up to
everything.
date.
They're up to date with anything and
Up to
everything.
date. But the guy, right, eventually when he found the girl, right, and then the video circulating was people were going like the body language of the girl hugging him back was not giving this, that, and the third. And then
Did you see the trumpet guy?
no, was he part of the thing?
Yeah, he was standing he was beside
Was he
them.
playing it?
No, I think no, he was not, because the girl was nowhere to be found at that time.
No, when he found, because he eventually found the woman.
Yeah, he played it, of course. Why not?
Yeah, so then the thing, people are going like, the woman, the way she hugged the guy, it was like unge asked out to a video. Like, she didn't
no,
want to
until
be part of the whole thing.
is not.
Yeah, of course. I'm just talking about in the beginning of the situation. That was it. And people were going like, she has a ring on her finger, and this guy looks young. And then after all the scrutiny on the comment sections, the guy had to come forward with a statement and be like, you know what? I'm just a service provider. That was not my job. Like, he had to defend himself, because
I'm just
one
a
thing
baby.
Zimbabweans would do is tear you up in the fucking comment sections, and then you had to like be like, no, I was just delivering the flowers. That's not my girl.
I know, Mr.
But still in the comment section, people were saying stuff like, "I'll go knock to explain."
Patro shot. If you give
or like people were like,
just start to give us an
people were like,
explanation.
what type side of your story, but it's not
not
about
giving.
today our side.
Yes, for the drama, doctors not kids.
No,
But I know people like Mr. Shaddai and people who support Mr. Shaddai will be against what I think in my views, that you should just appreciate the love that you get from your girl or your loved one. Yeah, there's nothing bad about it. It doesn't make you less of a man.
Yeah.
I mean, I did it, and just look at me. Look at me. Look at the way I look. I'm a man. You can never see peace anywhere else. Do you get what I say?
I
Doesn't
hear
make
you.
me less of a man that I
It
get
does
my
not.
yeah.
It does not. And then there's people who had like multiple people to please during Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
I saw this post, like this guy had laid out like all the money he was going to give for each and every one of his girls. So his favorite girls probably get like my 500. It was reducing, like he had levels, and then there were some who were only getting $20, and then some who were getting nothing, then some who were getting excuses.
Excuses.
Hey, this is why you shouldn't cheat. Now look, on these occasions, hey, because you know what, on birthdays, right, if like you have like a lot of girls and they have birthdays, at least they are spread out. It's like very, it will be a
Conducive.
coincidence for your two girls to have like your
you can
two
make
girls,
it out.
yeah, maybe they can have on the same month, but
Yeah.
but Valentine's is like on that day you must spend it with everyone, and everyone
But still,
must
I
be
don't
special.
understand cheating, right? Because the amount of resources that you have to give out and the amount of emotions that you have to give out,
Right.
it's just too much. Just look at this. You have to, Valentine's, you have to accommodate
Yeah,
everyone.
you must go to
Emotionally and
dinner
both
with everyone.
financially, right? And also birthdays, you have to do the same.
Exactly.
It's just too much, guys. I
Dates.
don't understand the people who cheat.
Dates, hanging out.
I feel like it's too much. Yeah.
People are strong, because I don't know how you be juggling that. Because me, let's believe if you have two other girls, you won't have the time for the other two.
Right?
No.
Personally, for me, I have other things to do. Like, I cannot focus with one person is more than enough. Like, it's difficult to even handle one person. And you are having so many people. Like, it's just absurd.
Right.
And I can't lie.
And then, like, so remember last week or the week before, we talked about Two-Face and
Oh, the Nigerian giant.
what's her name? Annie. They were like, they are going through a divorce, right? It's not even final until now, because divorces never end that fast. But like this week on social media, there was circulating footage of Two-Face. Basically, he has a new girlfriend.
Okay.
Not just a new girlfriend, but
Okay.
he wants to propose, or he did propose to the new girlfriend. Thoughts?
I always say this about my Nigerian brothers. Shout out to you, Mr. Oka. I always say this about my Nigerian brothers. Those are the kind of men this particular sentence was made for them. Men will leave you in the desert with no water. That's what Nigerian men. I don't know why so many women around the globe, they give flowers to these Nigerian guys.
Because apparently
they
love. They'll be lying to you, but
like
they'll
that?
be giving you the love that you need. The love,
the ones that I know, maybe
I
I've met the wrong guys, but the ones that I know, shit.
It's like they'll be fucking you over, but giving you what you want at the same time. You know what?
You have
For
to
me,
defend
right,
yourself.
this situation with Two-Face and Annie is like, in the first place, the divorce was like, it was so surprising that Two-Face is the one who initiated the whole
The way
thing.
they went about it, like Two-Face
Because
was
if anything, Annie was the one who was supposed to call it quits a long time ago, or maybe now, because she has been through it all. Like, he has kids everywhere, essentially, and she stuck to a nigger. And then he woke up one day. I mean, maybe they were fighting a lot or something, but from how it was portrayed, like Two-Face the one who was like pushing the divorce. Like, he's the one who announced it. He's the one who, and then like a week or two later, is now willing to propose to another girl.
That's crazy.
So
man.
obviously that's why he divorced her.
But do you see any difference between the current and the old one? I feel
He
like
has a
Two-Face,
type.
he has a type, right?
Yeah, because
They just look
she's
similar
also
without
dark.
the makeup. Without the makeup, but the other one seems like she uses makeup a lot. And
Really?
They both look like they both look like a black ostrich.
yeah, they have like a bird family resemblance with them.
Yeah, they are.
just go and look up a black horse
Eh,
and then
Complain,
I do not condone
in
this
contrast.
message.
Yeah, we didn't say it. It's the fellow Nigerian who said it, not us.
But yeah, they basically look this. It's like they look the
Yeah.
same, but she's younger in like maybe ways.
Personally, I don't condone the way Two-Face went about it. Like,
Because the
it's
divorce is
mother
not
of-
even final.
Yeah, Annie has been with Two-Face for a very long time.
Yeah,
she
she's
has been
stuck
standing with
through
them.
weird shit
Yeah, she has been standing with them for a very, very long time.
since she
And
was 15.
yeah, I think she deserves so much respect than the respect that she got from Two-Face. He was supposed to go with it. I don't know, maybe there are some other person, because people are saying like Annie is running mad at the moment.
I heard,
Like she has
like,
conditions.
so
I mean, maybe she's on the spectrum and shit. And that's
or maybe
what.
yeah, like or maybe like the trouble they've been going, like all the pain she was going through, it like exploded eventually, and it was probably hard for Two-Face to
Abe,
be in the house.
apartment. Evet.
It was
So,
like
yes.
hard for him to be in the house. It was not giving. And then this new girl was giving him what he wanted. She's a young new. I think men, right, sometimes if they're not happy and they're already at a certain age, start going through a midlife crisis, they want to go back to these youngins and feel some fresh love. And
Or maybe the reason why he got about it the way that he did is because like these things have been happening in the relationship for a long time, and they were just compatibilizing in his.
but what does
That's why
he have to
blew up.
compatibilize? Like he was the one doing shit.
Because now you're forced to stay with this girl because she's
Forgiving you.
She knows she's been there. Like you owe her that. At
So you
least.
can't love her, like, despite her sticking by. Why didn't you just leave then back then? Like, why make this person go through all these emotions for years and
The
years?
thing is, if you have been with me at my lowest, right, I owe it to you to just be with you, even if I no longer want you. To be honest, Mr. Oga, you can back me up on this. Like if you have been with me at my lowest times.
Yeah, so do
I
it
owe it to
until
you
we
to-
die, then we'll pick a
Yeah.
day when just
Yeah,
now.
so even if I don't,
business
even if I
then.
no longer want you, right, I'll just rub it off. And like, even if I don't like some qualities that you're now showing me at this
I
moment,
can't compromise.
I can't compromise because you've been with me. You're my person in it. But then it comes to you just have enough.
Because the
At the
problem
end of
is
the
that
day.
all time you're just sticking by me, I'll keep also being there for you regardless of the shit you're doing. Now time is moving, more years are moving, more emotions are being put in, like just leave. Because if you are going to decide to leave eventually, it's rather sooner than later. Honestly. Because
Yeah,
he
I get what
left
you're
now.
saying.
2 weeks later, he's the other girl. He's always the other girls anyway, bringing children. and shit.
Yeah, it's not like we didn't see it coming.
And it was her choice to stay also at the end of the day. So, can't really put it on him completely, but it's.
I salute you, my brother.
But
You have so
then
much confidence.
the
in
other
yourself.
funny thing about the situation was Two-Face's mom also coming on
Ooh.
social media.
I saw that.
And she's like, I want to appeal. I don't
My
know.
son is
I
going
don't
through
know
a
what she thought she was-
divorce.
She
He's
said, I want
getting his
to
right
appeal
man.
to all the mothers out there.
That's crazy.
Like, whose mother cares about?
Yeah.
She's like, I want to
I
appeal
think she
to all
was
the
like,
mothers
she's not
there.
into the relationship. I think she also grew to love Annie.
No, I don't even think it has anything to do with it. And I think she's genuinely just so concerned. Like, how is this like nigga wanting to marry and he's giving his all into someone else already now? Yeah.
But the thing is, things like this happen. There are a lot of people that fall out of love whilst in a relationship. You
It's
understand?
possible, yeah.
Sometimes you just wait and then you just keep trying. You understand? And
Until
then
you
reach
can't
a
try
burning
anymore.
point. Yeah.
That's what I was trying to explain.
Like, just-
Yeah. It comes to a point like you cannot.
A lot of people would actually start moving on whilst they're still in a relationship.
Oh,
That's
So
my
by the
thing.
time-
Like, once you realize, right, that you're falling out of love, I think it's best you just leave.
that's where my point was coming in. Like, you know,
Because what are
this
you
person was
doing
there.
then?
This person was there. It's not difficult to just
Yeah, so
tell them.
care about me enough to leave.
All right.
Because the least you can do for someone who was there for you is let them go before they put their heart, blood, and soul for years and years and years.
But in this case, Annie has already done that. She has put blood and all. They've been together for so long.
Yeah, no, this one is on her.
So
She should have
you
left
get it
at some point.
why
No.
it was difficult for him to tell her?
Yeah, for sure.
Right?
Like
Because she's been
in this case, I blame her. Like it is like I get why Two-Face would like feel,
And also, Annie is not dumb. She saw the signs and she decided to keep staying in the relationship.
There are signs, right? And then there's just evidence. Like if you are taking care of other women's babies in your house as your own kids, the nigga had kids with other women before he had kids with her, and he's been with her from the beginning. What does that mean?
She's been taking care of other kids.
Yeah, so they are red flags and they are just the evidence.
She chose to stay there, so
we can have they been together.
Apparently since she was 15.
What?
Yeah.
Bro, they've been there. But since you are my African
That's what
queen,
I'm saying. Like,
you know that's so weird.
Going on.
It's crazy.
You Are My African Queen, it was dedicated to Eddie. Now, just think when that song came out. When was it? Way back.
But he's never loved her completely because he started like having kids with other people before he even had kids with her, but they were together.
But I would also understand why she stayed in the relationship.
I do not understand.
For
the money.
When she was 15, she's been in love with him since she was 15. So you can imagine.
She was a child.
People
use the word that she was groomed.
And also, Two-Face is a successful musician. Mm-hmm. She's one of the giants in Nigeria, right?
Yeah.
So the money is also there. Comfort, luxury is also there.
Why would you stay, bro? Now she's
why would you just stay? Understand this. Not every lady has the same mindset as you have.
Yeah, but now she's running, man. You might not have the same mindset, but like the consequences of staying somewhere will catch up with you eventually. You actually run mad eventually. How can you be because every other year, every 2-3 years, a baby comes into your house and take care of it. You're bound to go mad, really and truly. Swanky. I said it in Shona. Those who know.
Oh, okay, yeah, of course.
But like that brings me to a question that like, how long do you guys think that it takes to like move on from one relationship to the next? Let's start with dating, because I think dating and marriage are different. How long, if you break up with someone and you were dating, do you think there's like a reasonable time frame for you to start having another serious girlfriend who put out there and your ex can see?
I think it depends with how much you are vested in the relationship. If you're not really vested in the relationship, it doesn't take time. You just move on fast. But then if you were really into that person, I think it would take time for you to. And some people, you know what? Some people, they get into other relationships trying to forget about the relationship that they left. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So yeah, sometimes people heal from breakups by getting into other relationships. So
yeah, and some people are just heartless.
Exactly.
Yeah, and some people just are.
I think so, because you can't tell me we'll be dating. Let's just say even like 2 years, seriously dating for 2 years, and then we fall out. Sometimes, let me give a scenario of maybe the guy's the one who cheated, and then I couldn't forgive you. Then we fall out, and then 2 weeks later you are with a girl that you are parading, and all of a sudden you are this perfect boyfriend. Like, huh?
What the fuck is going on?
You know, I think obviously there is no time frame, right? Like people heal differently in whatever that means. But like there's a point where it's like disrespectful, and clearly you were not in it. Like you had been wasting my 2 years. Then if it only took you like 2 weeks later to be serious with the next person.
Yeah, but you have something to say. On the other hand, right? I feel like if you see a guy moving on too fast after a breakup, fuck, I want to say breakfast. After a breakup, right? you know they didn't really love you.
Or they
a
started
sign.
moving on from somewhere in the relationship.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like maybe they loved you in the beginning, but they started falling out of love, and then
No, don't defend these motherfuckers. They didn't love you in the first place.
No, she has a good point.
yeah.
What?
Let's
Explain it
like
to
let's
me.
use this. I'm using long-term relationships, right? Because
Okay.
short-term ones, 2 years is not a game. Like you can't say you were not being serious by being with someone for 2 years, right? But maybe in the first year it's what you wanted, and then I don't get this falling out of love thing. But okay,
How
you,
do you?
I
fall out?
don't.
Exactly.
What
That's
does
what
that
I'm
even
saying.
mean?
That's what I'm saying. If the nigga didn't love you at the first place, in the first
Okay,
place.
but they did. They were into it, right? And then somehow down the line it was just and
trust
they
me, they
started
were not into
so you
it.
started moving on before you even left. Not even moving on with another person, but emotionally detaching yourself from the relationship. So in that case, if when I then wake up the courage to say it in words that you know what, let's end it here. If 2 weeks later I have another girl, even if I wasn't like talking to her during the relationship, it would make sense because it means emotionally you're not attached to your ex. You were over it, you got over it whilst you were still in the relationship. But what about in terms of marriage?
Wait, before we go, I
Yeah.
have a point on that.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, for example, your girl is tormenting you, and then she breaks up with you 3 times, let's say in the span of 6 months. From the second time, you would have already started detaching yourself.
Yeah.
By the
For sure.
time it's 6 months and the
They'd
fourth
bring
breakup
up.
was kicked in
Yeah.
behind. So it's like
You're done.
fuck.
Yeah,
You're done.
I think
I'm
I agree.
Fuck it,
I
what
think
would you
there are
say?
those fights that you know that this is like those really deep fights where it's giving you're not really coming to any conclusion, and it's like you can tell like you guys are still trying to like fight for what you have been having, but like in your mind you can already tell. Then you start like you won't be able to let go at that very moment, but you start telling yourself you know, you start touching yourself, and then by the time you then do it the final last push, you'll be ready to move on, which would be valid in that case. But I think out of respect, even if you then move on with someone after 2 weeks, like don't be parading them on social media. Like what the fuck. But yeah, what about when it's in a marriage?
I thought we skipped that. I didn't want to comment on that. But
I want to
anyway,
know.
Anyway.
Because there are two different scenarios, I think. Like right now we're talking about dating. Dating is obviously things like 2-3 years.
okay.
If you are dating for 5-7 years and you still haven't moved on to the next stage, we already know the answer at that point. But like a marriage, you've been married for 10-20 years.
And then you decide to end things.
Right.
Why? What's the reason?
Nah, like that's besides the point. How long did you take to move on to the
Or
next
to move on. Okay.
That's the topic of
I think
discussion.
that should be. That's worse, bro. That's the worst case scenario. Like, if you are in a marriage, you break up, you should take time to heal. And in fact, I believe that you shouldn't even get married after that. You shouldn't even indulge yourself into any
Do you think
romantic
people don't
relationship.
deserve happiness after they get divorced?
In fact, if you are the one who initiated the divorce, you are not supposed to get into a relationship until you die. That's
Why?
That's what I believe. That's what I
What do you
believe.
mean? What
That's
about
what I
like?
believe. Why did you leave? Why did you do everything?
What about you've been cheating on me for years? I've been trying, but like my heart can't take it anymore. I initiate the divorce. What now?
Okay. Or then, in that case.
Because I think everyone who initiates the divorce, for better or for worse, they have a reason as to why they are doing that.
But sometimes these need
Valid or not, they have a reason.
our fathers they will just want to experiment.
That's their reason. Like that's
But
what
is
I'm
it
saying.
valid enough for
Valid
you?
or not, a person who initiates a divorce has a reason.
Okay,
as
so
to why
we can
they're
say
doing
that the reason why you are getting out of the marriage or relationship, right, determines the time that you're gonna take
say
to get into another
I'm a
relationship.
guy, we've been married for like 20-30 years, and now I'm having a midlife crisis, and I'll just, maybe it hasn't been perfect. I think because obviously marriages can't be perfect, like you go through things, then I just start nitpicking problems and shit, and then I tell you, what, I can't do this anymore type shit, I leave. But
Midlife
the real
crisis,
reason
that's
is-
your reason.
like midlife crisis is down, not okay, like I want to go back to young kids and stuff.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying, that's your reason.
How long to, at that point, am I allowed to now go explore my young
Okay,
girls?
these kind of reasons, that's exactly what I said that time. Like, I don't expect these people to get into a relationship.
But that's why
expect
they
you-
left to go into other
You
relationships.
have to be hit by lightning on the spot and die. That's what I expect for you. That's what I hope for you guys.
But like, it
Because you
means
can't
that they're
just
not
leave the
happy.
relationship.
They're not happy.
Bro,
in
no
it
one
anymore.
forced you to get married early. No one
Yeah,
forced
but at
you
that
to.
time, that's what was making you happy, and that now it's not satisfying you for whatever
But now it's
reason.
on the expense of someone who you have married and the person has invested so much time into you. And
Yeah,
you're
but
just now
my life is
everything.
my life, and I want to be happy.
Oh, fuck
You
off.
see, for women here, for example, it depends on the situation. You understand? There are a lot of women that have detached themselves from their husbands, and the only reason why they stayed in the marriage is because of their children.
Yeah, I
They don't
think
want-
that's a lot of
Yeah,
women.
that's why
They don't
most
want their
mothers stay.
children being raised by their stepmom or by their dad, that kind of thing. So a lot of women tend to wait till these children grow
And then
to
they
a certain age and then they leave.
Mm.
Do you understand? For me personally, that's valid. If
I
you
think
live
so
today, you can go and marry someone tomorrow. Because the only reason why you stayed in the house was not because of love for your husband.
You've had
Oh,
a
we're looking
reason
on the
why.
mother's perspective.
Yeah,
We're
it's-
looking
okay.
at both. You can speak
I am
in any
kissing the fathers.
perspective.
I'm kissing the male species, mind you. I'm talking about the male species.
Yeah.
Because I
Me,
feel
I
like these male
advocate for
species.
women moving on, but
I
like
think
one thing
I
women
think
will
our
not do is
gender,
move on.
the reasons why they just move out of a relationship or out of a marriage, they're just weak reasons, bro. Like, I try to make sense out of most of them, but it just
Yeah.
doesn't
Yeah.
make
I
any sense.
get that.
They just
but-
want to taste.
It's always the
new blood
women
because
are
they
the ones who
couldn't do
have
it.
valid reasons. Most of the time
Right.
they got cheated on, their husband is not there for them
Exactly.
anymore, and
That's why I have so much anger for our. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's because, way back, like their own fathers, it was good to have so many women. It showed a sign of power, a sign of wealth.
when men were still men.
Probably, probably is the reason why they act the way that they do, and they feel like having so many women, it signifies your strength or your power in it.
Yeah, they just
But-
lie to themselves.
You
But
see now.
speaking from experience,
Mm.
the situations that I've seen, it's like the reason why a lot of men are just letting their wives go is because they just had enough of them and they want a fresh blood.
yeah, they just want to now
It's
start
purely
trying something
selfish.
new. They
It's
want to
purely
feel
selfish.
young again.
Mm.
I think it's so sad, especially because these
That's
women
why
would
I've
have-
been
these women would
chasing
have
these
stuck with you
motherfuckers.
from the beginning when you were nothing. Most of the time, if you like think about it, after like 30 years of marriage, it means you guys got married when you're like 20 something. Before you had nothing, the person stuck by you, gave you support, essentially made you who you are, and then 30 years later you want to say I don't want anymore, just to go take a little young girl who knows nothing and spend all the money on her.
Right.
Those niggas would even go and take an old woman just to. They just want another woman.
That's
in
so
their life.
rare. For me, if they do take an older woman, I'd rather have that, because it means like maybe genuinely you were not happy anymore for whatever reason, you fell out of love and you want to feel in love again. That's more valid if you find someone who's on the same age, because you're on the same, what's it called, stages in life. So you're going through the same things. It would make sense for me why you would fall in love with someone who's around you. But like a young girl telling me you went to fall in love with a young girl and left a strong, independent woman who raised your kids.
You see, from male perspective, there's this reason one of the main reasons why a lot of men tend to divorce their wife and go in search of another women usually is because there are a lot of women that don't know how to take care of a man. Men are very simple. You understand? And I think that simplicity makes it complicated for women to handle them. Because, for example, just by me knowing how to talk to your man, your manner of approach in which you address situations, it's very crucial. But I think a lot of women tend to neglect that. So if you are, for example, being aggressive or passive aggressive to your husband,
And they
and
don't
then he
like
went
that.
and he went outside and he found someone that treats him like a queen, that speaks to him the way he wants to be. Do you understand?
Yeah,
That
because these
also
young ones will know exactly what to say to these old mate fake to make them feel good.
exactly.
Mm.
And
I get
communication.
where you're coming from. Yes, I
You
get your
see, there's
point.
this issue about men not knowing how to communicate. There's something that that I mostly disagree with, because take this for example. If a girl likes you, girls rarely walk up to you and toast you, do you understand? Right? And try to win your love or win yourself. The only thing that they would do is give you signs, which men are terrible at picking up. Do you understand? So if you expect me to just pick, to just understand what you're showing me or your feelings towards me by mere signs that you're showing me, which I am not built to understand, who is bad at communicating. And it's not even before getting into a relationship. It's not even during talking stage. Even in the relationship, to understand women, the only time that they express themselves is when they're emotional or something. And
My brother has so much knowledge about these relationships. Yeah. So if you need any relationships advice, we
but
have
you see,
your guy here.
before I, but you see, the thing is, at the end of the day, it's not men versus women.
I agree.
You understand?
Yeah.
It's good versus bad.
Yeah.
There are
Because
good women
some
and there
men
are
are
bad
valid
women.
for living these relationships. They're genuinely being traumatized emotionally. Like some women are genuinely troublesome in relationships, and sometimes men are just tired. They love you, but they're tired,
You see,
and they just want to go.
we like to
And
talk
that's
Is
about.
this
okay.
coming from you?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's
You
true.
see, we like to talk about toxic masculinity, but something that we often neglect is toxic femininity. A man can be aggressive to a woman. You understand? Yeah, being passively aggressive to manipulate her. But for women, on the other hand, there are a lot of feminine women that manipulate women, emasculate
Emotionally.
them emotionally.
Yeah.
You
Like
understand?
any little thing, they will always like. I feel like some women are genuinely out to fight all the time, and I would get why a guy after 20 years of that shit, they would be like, I can't do this anymore, and go to someone who is just willing to give them all their love, for whether it's for money or not, at least it's peace. And it happens, like it's there. Like I don't
there.
think it's always because and then sometimes women also cheat, sometimes men are the one cheating, sometimes men are too condescending, sometimes the man doesn't support you, sometimes the man doesn't let you do what you want to do. And some of these things, right, they're like small issues, but you have to look at the length of time you're with this person. After 20 years of a certain small issue, I think it gets to a point where you're like, eh,
So we're all agreeing it's just good versus bad.
Yeah,
for sure.
for sure.
For sure.
And you
And
see,
and there's no time frame as to how you then move on, because situations are different. So depending on why and how it happened, I think but I think at the end of, despite timelines, there's always a respectful way of going about things, regardless how bad things turned out, why things ended. I think there's always a respectful way of going about things, because I think you always have to respect the the time you had with someone
Yeah.
and
that's
how
it.
they stood with you at a certain, because they did.
I think that depends with
That's a
It
very
doesn't
good
just start
It
bad. Like
it
they
does
will
start
be
bad.
there will be 2 years or even 3 years or 5 years. If you have kids there, those years
but
where
it
you were
depends with
taking
the
care.
way that we broke up, the reason behind why we broke
What
up.
she's
If you
saying-
cheated on me,
I'm saying there's still like a level of respect you can give to someone.
if you cheated
Because
on
of
me, I
the
have to
years.
respect. No.
See, let me tell you something. No matter how
Yes,
we
you
break
cheated.
up,
Like you cheated on me, right?
So I have to
But-
respect you.
no,
I have to give you some form of respect.
Listen, you are the one who cheated on me, right? And even if I do want to move on, let's say you cheated on me, we have one kid, there will be a respectful way of me going about getting another person and putting our kid in perspective, you including you. Like it doesn't have to always be completely bad, because at the end of the day, before you cheated me, there were 10 years of love, or even if it wasn't completely love, there was support going. There's a reason why we stayed together for 10 or 20 years.
like there was a point where this person meant
Exactly, especially if you have a kid. For me, it's like this person meant something to you at some point, and you have to reward them some form of respect. I'm not saying don't move on. Even if you move on a week later, I feel like something simple is your kid shouldn't have to meet the step person without your person. Like those like simple things. Like at some point, you guys agreed on being together at the end of the day. That's why you've been
I
together
think if
for
there
those.
is a kid involved, then I have.
Even if there isn't, so
If
you're
there
telling me
isn't, I don't
for
owe
10
you any
years.
respect if you cheated
So
on
what
me.
was going on
If
for
the
5 years meant nothing to you because someone cheated.
I would definitely.
How about you cheated?
react.
You cheated after 5 years. The 5 years before you cheated, do they not mean anything to you?
They do, but then
Exactly. So why wouldn't you like show respect to the person that like for the 5 years you guys had?
I think most people also agree with me, right? If you are in a relationship, even if you love the person and they cheat on you, you have to show them respect.
What's your definition of
grounds?
respect? What do you think of what do you think I mean by respect? Because I think you're like overthinking it and like making it seem like something bigger than it
Like
is.
the way you separate has to be in a good
No,
way.
after you separate the way you go about things and handle them, I think there's like you can put some respect on someone's feelings and something ending.
Fuck it. If you cheat on me, fuck you and your feelings. I don't give a fuck. What are you saying?
What about if you cheat? Because that's what we're talking
I also
about. You
expect
keep
to
talking
get the same
about the wrong
reaction.
thing.
I
Huh?
also expect to see the same.
No, what
reaction.
will you do? Like you've been dating someone, you've been married to someone for 10 years. You cheat like maybe in years 7 or 8, and that's why you guys end up ending it. Do you think you don't like the person you were with doesn't deserve some form of respect with how you go about moving on and how you put it out there and how you present it to the world?
Okay.
Like, does your person not deserve some respect for standing by you for like, do the 10 years not mean anything to you at all just because it ended? Cheating or not, like it has to mean something. That's my
does.
thing. Like you can't just
I
all
agree
go
with
down
you.
the drain. Like
I
doesn't
agree
make
with you.
sense. Like
For the
marriage
sex-
is a really deep thing and a long time for it. Like you guys just end up being enemies. Like all of a sudden you're stranger. All of that was nothing. I don't know. That's crazy
You
to
can't-
me.
You can't feel that out.
That's what I'm saying. Like you can end it, right? You can be like, let's go our separate ways. But for there to be complete animosity and you don't like have respect for the person whatsoever, like, 20 years of your life gone, like just like that.
You know, opinions vary, but
Yeah, I guess.
me personally, I would still have some level of respect.
Yeah, I think
appreciate
I would
people,
always
yeah.
see you as a person. Like you would always not like I won't have any feelings towards you. Sometimes maybe it's even anger that I have towards you. But I think for me, 10, 20 years is a long time. And for me, I could never like make it go down the drain. I can't like not respect you as a person anymore because we
You
fell
cheated.
out.
Because you cheated.
Yeah, or even
You
cheated.
know, like I would still wanna see you eat, but like not.
Right, like
Yeah.
you're still a person. Like 20 years or 10 years is nothing. I guess when it comes to dating, I can be petty, tell you to fuck off because what the fuck, you didn't do anything. But I think marriage, you have been building things. At that point, you probably had a house. If you don't have a kid, you were thinking of having a kid. Your finances were together, and then the next day, that person is not a person anymore in your eyes.
I have a very radical point of view when it comes to this. Let's say that I've been with someone for 10 years. 10 good years, do you understand? And then this one time they cheated on me. I wouldn't let them go easy.
Me too.
Because one thing that I'm sure is that this person loves me. They might have been lost by their lost, do you understand? But it still doesn't take away from the love that they have for me and I have for them. And I think that is something that we can actually work out.
I agree.
We're in the 21st century, anything can happen.
Like I would be hurt. Maybe I might, for me, it's like maybe I might not end up being able to get over it. But one thing I will do is try. Because these 9 years were not nothing.
Yeah.
Like it was not a dream. It was not a game. It was my life, my dedication, my everything, making sacrifices for us to be together for 9 years. And then I'm supposed to let it go because for whatever messed up reason, you decided to like I would be hurt. And maybe I will like let it go after I try for sure. Like the whatever. I don't know how people like work through it, but I would definitely try because I think time is a very valuable thing.
Honestly, see, I can't just let you go after 10 years of faithful commitment.
Like I've been building you, giving you my blood, sweat, and tears, and then
I would rather
we already know you will just leave, right?
you know my
10 years. I would actually start overthinking the situation. Did I do something to make this person go outside? Am I not taking care of this person properly?
For sure.
I would definitely overthink this situation because it's 10 years.
I'll also overthink this situation at the point that I'll be thinking that everything that I did, you didn't see the efforts that I was putting in, everything that you didn't see anything.
You make us see.
After everything, fuck you.
You make
Go
us
live
see.
your life. That's crazy, man.
And then
That's not being out
although
for
yes,
now.
just go like down the drain.
If you cheated on me, I'm just dealing with that hypothesis. If you cheated on me after 10 years, I won't fight for anything. Leave.
If you cheated on me after a year or two,
For sure. Fuck you.
What did you find? What didn't you tell me? At least. Why did you? Those
are the things you talk about
after
when you're
10 years,
trying to
bro.
work
After
it
10
out.
years, after 10 years of staying with me,
Those
why
are
did
the
you find the
things you'll
first
be
resort to
talking
talk
about.
to me? Your first resort was to go to another man and get what you're lacking from me.
Those are
After
the things
10
you
years.
talk about when you're trying to
that's
get
crazy,
through
man.
it. Because probably sometimes, what if it's actually your fault? What if you've been lacking? Like
Tell
you haven't
me.
been showing love, and someone has been trying, but
Tell
you're not
me,
doing
if you
it.
loved me for 10 years, why is it
Yeah, but
difficult for
I'm
you to tell
talking
me
to
the
you.
problem?
You're not telling me anything. You're too busy with work. When I try to talk to you, you don't want anything.
So
So
then
you think if
you resort
your
to
first
another
thing,
man.
so if you also run away, and then you never know. Yeah. Anyway, guys, that skips opinion. I don't think we can have a ongoing
I get
conversation.
With you and
I mean,
Obi
like
are in
one
agreement.
who's like trying to hear.
I will never agree to that.
I'm not trying to change your opinion. Like the same way I'm listening to yours.
I'm also listening to your side, but I'm just sticking to my own side.
Yeah.
See,
I think if you roll the tapes back, you see what.
See, my guy, I understand where you're coming from.
Yeah, we all do.
Because-
Like we're
And I
not
think,
fighting
the
you.
reason why
anything.
he's adamant on his position is because he's a faithful guy. He's committed.
Yeah.
So you cannot imagine someone.
Any alpha
And I
male wouldn't
understand.
sit for that. Any alpha male
We
wouldn't
are
sit for that.
humans. We make mistakes.
Any alpha male will never sit for that. That's my closing statement.
Yeah, okay, Mr. Alpha Male.
How about that?
I don't know. Anyway, in the USA, there was a little story going on. So there was a Detroit rapper, I don't know whatever her name is. She sued an Uber because the driver refused to drive her due to her weight.
What? Could you repeat that?
Some woman, right? She sued an Uber, like Uber, because one of the drivers refused to drive it where she wanted to go because of her weight.
What? The?
How bro?
Big is she?
500 IBs.
I don't
What do
know
you
what
call
that
them,
looks
abs?
like.
It's like
she
I think it's
genuinely
more than
big, she's sure?
kgs. Yeah, she's huge. Like she went to another interview after this whole kefal for it, and then she couldn't fit on the chair that is used by a usual person. Normal. I shouldn't say that. A person like the usual people that go there, she couldn't fit there. She asked for a bigger chair, and they gave her a sofa. That's when she felt comfortable. Like she's actually quite big.
So do you guys think she was valid for filing a lawsuit? Is there really like like if it's only one overweight person, can they really not fit in a car?
I think they can. I think this guy was just being
The driver was being petty,
radical
right?
and petty. But then also, I think this company won the lawsuit. So
Oh,
maybe,
they
yeah,
won.
So maybe the reasons were valid because the car wasn't even that big.
Ah,
Yeah, it wasn't that big. So seeing that woman and her size, like if you just see her, she's quite, you know.
yeah.
And I'm in support. You guys, I'm in support of, you know, be happy. I'm not that guy who body shames people because I was also fat at some point, you know. Yeah. I'm sorry for that. It wasn't supposed to happen to you.
Yeah, but it, like
Sorry.
it turned
I'm
into a
sorry.
whole
I'm
thing
sorry.
where it's like she was now
Filing
here being
lawsuits and
discriminated,
everything. Yeah.
putting labels to
What
the
do you
whole
think
thing.
about the situation?
I didn't see. I just never thought like they can get to a point where a big person can't get into a
Into
car.
a
I feel like a lot, even small cars, like right, for example, Mavita Mzim no garawan 20,000 and it still moves. Like it can go somewhere. Like maybe it might be low or something.
That's what
But
I was
it will
saying.
go where it's
Hansi
supposed to
damaged
go.
my car.
I don't think
My
it was
shocks.
that deep. I feel like it was like genuinely being like petty, or he was like low key body shaming her. So she was
Yeah.
probably valid for like having such an emotional
Emotions,
reaction to
yeah.
it. And also because
course.
probably she goes through stuff like that a lot already.
I
if she's
think
big.
because I think she was complaining that
But you know,
she goes through a lot every day.
the thing is, she has actually brought things upon herself. Because now she's famous. What is she famous for? Being fat. Just imagine.
No, she's famous for standing up for herself.
Yeah, but she's fat though.
Ah.
Yeah, but she's
That's what
famous
people are going
for
into,
standing
like,
up for
concentrate.
herself.
That's what people are going to concentrate.
Yeah.
I know. If I
Did you see
have-
the video? She's
No,
quite.
I haven't. I don't even know about the story. But I just know that if I happen to stumble upon a video of her on Instagram and read the comment section, I know it's gonna blow my mind. It's gonna be an interesting study.
But no, it's a sticky one. But you know what? Yeah, kudos for you for sticking up for yourself. Like, even though she lost, right?
We are all.
Why did she lose? So it was valid. Like, are people like that supposed to order bigger cars intentionally, or are they not allowed to go anywhere?
Okay, so I'm gonna answer your first question. Why maybe the Uber company won? Probably they just showed that if she got into the car, it was going to sit down and so many damages were going to be done. And like they have a maximum capacity of the weight that is supposed to be on the vehicle.
See,
So they proved that. I think if you just prove that, then
this is not
there's nothing you can
Uber's
do.
fault. It's not the company's responsibility. It's the guy, the taxi driver's responsibility. because he is the one that discriminated against her, not the company.
Yeah, but he was saying he's discriminating because he doesn't want to like mess up his car,
Damage
which
the
is
car,
a
yeah.
registered.
Yeah, he's in-
it's a registered lift or
So he was doing it for the company.
Yeah, it is his own car, right? Because usually these taxi drivers just have the app on their phone and they they create.
Is it? No, I think it's actually a whole company that they give you cars.
Oh,
isn't it?
they do give.
I'm not
cars.
sure.
I mean,
Yeah, I
they
think
would
for this
definitely-
one, I think I just used the word Uber, but I think it's called Lyft, whatever that.
Yeah,
They
I
would
think
definitely,
so.
yeah, they would.
So-
Or maybe it's the same as Uber. I don't know.
Yeah, but in the end of the day, I think it did like him ruining the car would have some repercussions to the company. So he probably was like, no.
But shout out to you, girl, for standing up for yourself. For saying no to body shaming.
My thing is, so what should she do next time? Like, must she order bigger cars? Must she check the weight limit
Yeah,
of cars?
that's
Like, do they
crazy.
even put that on like apps? Like, because she's
So
a
now-
person, right? And she deserves to move from point A to B, even if she doesn't have her own car. That's my thing.
And also, she's a rapper. Why can't she afford to buy a car?
Yeah, she's an
It
upcoming
doesn't
rapper.
always work out because I don't know her name, so it's not for everyone.
Anyway, I didn't say that. Forget about that. Please. Don't come for me because I said that.
See,
Anyway.
you should be fat and proud, you know.
I know, I'm not here.
You're not indulging in that.
But yeah, Mr. Oga, do you want to add anything before we end our
Oh,
episode?
well,
Don't talk too much.
okay, I'm not going to
We are
talk
tired.
too much. As you always know, there's always a lot going around the world. But specifically today, we're just going to talk a little bit about what happened in US Congress.
Oh
Which
yeah,
I know
that was
there are a lot of
interesting.
people,
Yeah.
most of you have heard about it. But basically, there's this US congressman called Scott Perry. He recently accused or alleged in a hearing that USAID has been funding terrorist groups, including Boko Haram in Nigeria and the Sahel region at large, ISIS, which is also in the Sahel region and in the Middle East, and Al Qaeda in the Middle East as well.
Surprise.
And
Sarcasm.
he said that this NGO organization spends $697 million annually to fund terrorist organizations in Africa.
My question is, what do they gain by supporting terrorists in Africa?
No, it's very simple. Wherever you see terrorist organizations are usually the mineral rich spaces.
Also, it's about the minerals.
Yeah, because there's a lot of wealth in that region in the northern east.
So it's just the minerals.
It's minerals destabilizing the country,
Okay.
control on the country, and power.
Okay.
That's basically it. But there's a lot of technical details that comes with this, but we do not have enough time to cover everything.
But like I wanted to say, like a lot of times we like always have these conspiracies that like we always like think or like we know, right? But they seem like conspiracies when we used to talk about like, you know, the US or like people outside getting involved in like destabilizing our African country. Like most of the conflicts that happen in our continent, it seems like it's just us fighting against each other or terrorists just doing shit. But like there's always been that like thing where we're like, is it like really just us or like there's other people involved? So it's nice for a conspiracy to be like confirmed for once. Like,
Oh, yeah.
you know,
of course.
the thing is, if these guys want to, for example, what's going on in Nigeria right now, them funding and training terrorists, that's not the only thing they are doing. So, aside from funding terrorists, they would fund media organizations, they would bribe politicians and journalists to push their own narrative. Do you understand? So, they don't want anything that could link them to that atrocities that is going on. For example, you see, they are funding terrorists, And when these terrorists go and wreak havoc, kill people, displace people, who comes swooping in trying to
Them.
save people? Do you understand? So like it's a game that they're
So
playing with us.
I was saying that USAID, right, was the one that was being used to fund the terrorists.
Yeah, US taxpayer money is the one being used to fund these terrorists.
Okay. So if
Quite
they
literally.
cut it off, right? So they're not. It means that they're not gonna get anything.
Yeah, they're
right?
not gonna get any international support, no weapons, no intelligence or anything.
So it's
And
actually
mind you-
detrimental to their side. So
Yeah.
why are they doing that?
Yeah, well,
Why are they
Donald
doing
Trump's
that?
a different person.
All right.
For the last 50 years,
So are you a
American
Trump
foreign-
supporter?
hold on.
Are you a Trump
For the
supporter?
last 50 years,
The labels.
for the last 50 years, American foreign policy has been the same. But Donald Trump was the only one that changed that. He doesn't want war. But he is also not a saint. And to answer his question, I don't support him. Especially with the way he's handling the South African issue right now.
Oh yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, so I don't really. He's a white nationalist.
But we know who's behind all that.
Yeah,
Mm.
the hottest man.
So what do you think? That brings me to my question, guys. What do you think about that guy who we call Elon Musk bringing his child into the Oval with him? What do you think about that?
I think Elon Musk does whatever he wants, and that's exactly what he wants.
First you get the money, then you get the power.
Yeah.
What do you think about
I
it?
think it's a way of him telling people who is in charge.
Yeah.
Do you understand?
Because the kid was there, even Trump was showing that he was irritated by
Yeah,
the
and
way
he
that-
couldn't do anything about it
Yeah.
because you can't
He funded
because
stuff.
Elon is him. Is that guy.
at this point.
Yeah.
And going back to the USAID issue, sorry, it is actually not America alone that sponsors this terrorist organization, especially in Nigeria. Even though we have been saying this thing for a very long time,
Yeah,
but then
because these
today-
things have always been there.
Exactly.
But like it's now
but
a
finally now
confirmation.
we have concrete evidence.
Yeah.
The British is also the British intelligence and the British government is also involved in this, especially the MI6. So they are also training them, giving them weapons, and the British government on itself actually was exposed recently in Nigeria. So what they do is they pick few journalists, let's say like 10 or 15, to understand, and they would prep them. They would be paying them a certain amount of money every month, and these journalists' job is to promote GMOs, to understand, and actually attack any person who is a nationalist in Nigeria, for example, and then tagging those people as Kremlin-backed journalists or as extremists. So the British government is actually paying our journalists in Nigeria money
To push
change,
that idea.
to push their own narrative and agenda.
Mm.
And if you remember, BBC is owned by Britain, and there's BBC in Nigeria. And one of the countries that support BBC more, that fund BBC, is USA. So anything that the United States of America is complicit in, UK is also complicit.
Oh.
Yeah. So they work hand in hand. CIA and MI6 and MI5 and Mossad work hand in hand. The White House and whatever they call the presidential villa, they work hand in hand. So
Yeah.
two sides of
Crazy.
the same coin.
Crazy.
Well,
Anyway, did you see the Super Bowl? Kendrick Lamar's performance in the
yeah,
Super Bowl.
I did.
What do you think about that?
It looked zesty as fuck.
But brother is crazy, bro. He brought like wait, the tennis player is also like Drake's ex, right?
Really?
Serena Williams, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and also the girl that he performed with. There's this
Caesar
girl-
is Drake's ex.
No, I'm not sure about that. I think we have to confirm.
Ah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He
I
went
didn't know
all
that.
in guns blazing.
I don't know. One thing I know about the Super Bowl is it's a great honor to be
chosen
to be chosen to perform. So
yeah.
naturally, you're supposed to go all out. Supposed to bring in
Okay.
features for you. I don't know if Caesar is Drake's ex or no, but I know him and Caesar have really good songs. So everyone was expecting him to like perform songs with Caesar and Caesar to come on stage. I don't know what Serena Williams was doing. They maybe
she was
maybe she
breaking it down.
But yeah, I don't listen to a lot of Kendrick Lamar songs, but the performance itself, right?
I think
it was nice.
It was
good.
fair, right?
Yeah, like the visuals,
they were on point.
Everything about it. I've seen people like putting deeper thoughts into the meaning of the performance.
Exactly, that's what I was about to get to. Like, there's so many conspiracies, like
that
Uncle Sam coming out, the whole XX, what, you know.
People were saying more like there's a lot, like you put a lot of thought and meaning into the whole performance. I don't know about that, but like if that's what he did, then fair play. Was nice. In the whole time Drake has been touring in Australia. He's just living his life. Yeah, he's touring in Australia right now.
Yeah. But at the moment it's 10-0. So.
I feel like if everyone's still if Drake can still go on tour and go to a show and millions of people appear, then I don't think it really matters. If
of course,
does it like you must just have your money and your fans. Maybe Drake does care, but for me,
I now understand why Joko was like, okay, I'm not gonna get into this shit.
Because you think Kendrick would have done the same thing to Jacob?
No, I think it's just
I think it's
people
very
have so many
make sense in my
expectations in you if you get into this involved in such situations. Yeah, you have to do a lot for you to make it. Anyway, Zimbabwean news, Zimbabwean politics update. Mr. Geza is now on the run. Did we talk about him last time? We did, right? Yeah, so he's now on the run. The police are looking for him.
Where did he go?
I don't know. People are looking for him. How would I know where he is?
I know, people always like, you can see a headline like Geza runs away to South Africa, police looking for him. But what do they want to do? Arrest him?
Yeah.
For what? Speaking about the president.
Speaking the truth.
Why don't they arrest the rest of his guys who he was with? Or did they all go on the run? Or they want to catch the ring?
Probably. I don't know. In Zimbabwe, if you just speak the truth, you have to.
No, I'm saying like most of the time when he speaks, he has a whole group of
where
people.
Where the others? I don't know. I don't know what's up with them. But he was like on the forefront. He was the most vocal.
Of course.
So so definitely
he's
the one
leader.
Yeah. So if they have to stop it, they have to cut the head, and it seems like it was the head.
I don't really care because I don't think he's doing all of this shit for us. He said it himself. He just wants the country.
At first I thought it was AI generated. When I was like,
you can't AI generate Shona Sha. Speak.
Yeah.
So like honestly, quote or no, because I don't think they really are in it for us, or they at this point, if they are already against you, definitely apana. But I mean, yeah, guys,
it is what it
thank you for joining us today. Like, subscribe, comment.
Yeah,
we'll catch you on the next episode.
If you like, put a like. If you don't like, also put a like. Always say this. Peace out. Love you guys.